college football's expanded playoffs in 2024 and 2025 schedules have been finalized. And throughout those discussions, well, we already see the battle is brewing for the 2026 Gold Rush. That's what we call it at Peek Around the Corner. What do the playoffs look like in 2026 and beyond? Who's going to be distributing the content of the college football expanded playoffs in 2026 and beyond? The battle is already waging. Welcome to episode 202 of College Football's Peek Around the Corner with your host, Greg Pflugar. We cover everything in college football because we love everything in college football. And if you do as well, subscribe to our ever-growing channel. Smash that like button if you like our content. Share the video with your family and friends. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get to Ross Dellenger's article that was just broken of Sports Illustrated. It is official. The new look. College football playoffs have new dates. 2024 playoff to start in December against NFL games. Again, from the great Ross Dellenger of Sports Illustrated, just released. Commissioners determine preliminary dates for the additional playoff games of the expanded college football playoff, voting to hold first-round games that conflict with the NFL in semifinals on midweek nights. So the semifinals on midweek nights, maybe a Thursday, Friday night. College Football Playoff Executive Director Bill Hancock confirmed the dates during an interview with reporters following the final day of the commissioner meetings this week in Dallas suburb. In the 2024 playoff, the first round games played at the home site of the better seed will kick off the third week of December. One game will be played Friday night, December 20th, and the other three games will be played Saturday, December 21st. The NFL begins playing Saturday regular season games that weekend. So there's going to be a couple NFL regular season games at the end of the season being played on Saturday, 2024, while there's going to be 3 college football first round games being played on Saturday, December 21st. I think that's okay. I don't have a problem with that. Let me know if you have a problem with that in the comment section below the video. I think those college football games are going to do really good ratings. They're going to be at the better seeds home stadium. Back to the article. 3 of the 4 quarterfinals are slated for New Year's Day, with one quarterfinal scheduled on New Year's Eve, a Tuesday night, or January 2nd. None of those games, none of them conflict with NFL games. The 2024 semifinals are scheduled to be played on a midweek day, Hancock says. That would presumably be Thursday and or Friday, January 9th and 10th, in an effort to avoid the NFL's wild card weekend, which begins that Saturday. Again, I have no problem with that scheduling. I think that works. What about you? What do you think? I think it's all working out pretty well. The 2024 championship game will be held January 20th, 2025, Hancock says. Now official. The dates were not unexpected. Commissioners zeroed in on the dates during deliberations in October. So no surprises. It's just finalized. These 3 playoff games are being played on midweek days, presumably to avoid conflict with the NFL. However, it was an impossible task for a portion of the first round, which will see college games go head-to-head against its big brother, the NFL. That goes back to December 21st on a Saturday. I have no problems with that. The NFL schedule has been a significant talking point for the commissioners. The Pro League schedule continues to encroach to get into the traditional college football territory as the NFL expanded its own playoff to create an additional wild card game and started to dominate Thursday nights with their streaming package on Amazon. That encroached into college football territory. Its latest move came in the fall when the NFL announced it would begin playing games on Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. That has for years belonged to college football. All of it had the college football executives stewing as they attempted to schedule 8 additional games in an expanded playoff while trying to avoid going head to head with America's number one sport, NFL football. You're just trying to minimize all the ways the NFL will bleep you, one top college football playoff official told Sports Illustrated last fall. This article continues to talk about that. Greg Sankey talks about it, the relationship with the NFL. I'm not going to go through it in this episode, but there's a link provided in the description box. You can read the whole article. We're going to jump to when we get to the distribution of these college football playoffs. Very interesting. The battle of 2026 has already begun. The tight and busy window is why some officials believe the entire regular schedule should be moved up a week, turning to week 0 into week 1, a move that would push conference title games to Thanksgiving weekend. The shift is expected to be explored going forward, officials say, and could result in reducing conflicts with the NFL. If the college playoff schedule moves up a week, the first round could be played the second week of December, not the third, without the NFL conflicts. And the semifinals could be played on New Year's Day. Now, I believe they should go to week 0, move it all up, but it's finding resistance. It is within college football, going from most of your first games from week 1 to week 0, moving it forward in the calendar. It is finding resistance out there. We have to continue to consider week 0, in my view, ACC Commissioner Jim Phillips said Thursday. I don't know that anybody's ready to say we can't do it or we can do it. We can't or we can do it. The broadcasting rights, here we go, buckle up, brace for impact. The broadcasting rights for the 2024 and 25 playoffs, while discussed this week, were not resolved over the course of about 20 hours of meetings, Tuesday through Thursday. I don't doubt that for a second. They've been discussing this for months, for a year, over a year. They're not going to get it hammered out in 20 hours. There's a lot of cloak and dagger going on in these discussions when we're talking about the 2026 playoffs and beyond. Back to the article. ESPN owns the broadcasting rights for the final 2 years of the contract with college football playoffs in 2004 and 25. Thus, the network controls the timeline. They control the timeline on the future media rights deal. You've got to get 24 and 25 done before you move on and negotiate the 26 deal. ESPN would seem to have two choices. Number one, televise all 11 conference college football playoff games in 2024 and 2025. Or number two, allow a second media outlet to bid on part of the package. But there might be a third option. Leverage their ownership of the 24-25 into having a significant piece of the package for 26 and beyond. I don't think the third option, I don't believe that's an option. There is no way that Fox Sports and other media companies, the Big Ten, is going to allow ESPN to have massive leverage for 2026 and beyond to cover most of the college football playoff content or all of it. That's not going to happen. If it does happen, well, we'll get to that horrible scenario at the end of the article. Back to the article. The 2 additional years of expansion are valued at an extra $450 million according to the contract. But an expanded playoff in an open market could fetch as much as 3 times the current value of the 4-team event, about $600 million. So if ESPN just plays it out and has all the content, it's going to be less money. It's going to be less money for the college football, for the institutions, the athletic departments, all through college football, FBS college football. The idea of the college football playoffs would not take its lucrative 11-game, 12-team playoff to a bidding market would be somewhat preposterous and would receive a pushback from many inside the college football playoff room. Several conference officials, most notably from the Pac-12 and the Big Ten, have publicly expressed their desire for an expanded playoff to have multiple broadcasting partners like the NFL. This has to happen. Hancock acknowledged last fall the need to speak with multiple networks in the broadcasting rights deal, but that doesn't necessarily mean multiple networks will have a stake in a new deal. They better have a stake in a new deal. If it's an open market and if they bids come in to warrant them having part of the part of the content, playoff content. They better be a part of the new deal. We all said for 2026, we would fully go to market with the media rights. What that conveyed is that everybody will have an opportunity to participate. SEC Commissioner Sankey said last fall, we were always going to market. There's no guarantee we go with multiple media partners. That's a possibility, but we have to see the actual proposals. The current fracture of the state of college athletics is lingering above it, all of it. The latest wave of conference realignment provided evidence of the ongoing battle between the two biggest sports networks for college football properties, ESPN and Fox Sports. After the SEC signed a long-term broadcast rights deal exclusively with ESPN, the Big Ten last year agreed to an ESPN-less deal with Fox Sports as its main rights holder. Now let's get to it. Again, the schedule's been set for 2024, 2025. The playoffs, expanded playoffs. Good, fine, that's great. But the battle of 2026, what the playoffs are going to look like, and who's going to distribute the content, the battle is already waging. And ESPN is not going to be able to control the playoff content. ESPN with SEC are not going to be able to control the whole thing. No way, no how. Media partners are going to come in, new media companies are going to come in, and they're going to get a slice of it. And if they're not going to get a slice of it, then we have a scenario that I do not want to see played out, and most of you don't either, where the SEC and the Big Ten branches off into their own galaxy. This has to be, look, the NFL learned long time ago, those franchises learned long time ago to peel out their content, to have it distributed by more than one media company. Have competition in the open market, bid on our content, and it's healthy. It's healthier for the playoffs to be distributed by more than one media partner. This has to happen. It has to happen in 2024, 2025. If ESPN plays hardball and they take all of the 11 games for 2024, 2025, wow. Because they do have control right now. But 2026 and beyond, it has to be opened up. And if it's not opened up beyond ESPN, then the major changes we're looking at right now for college football is going to seem like child's play from what could be coming up ahead. Put down your comments and your thoughts. I read them all. Hang with us here at Peek Around the Corner, because the 2026 Gold Rush, what's going to happen in 2026 and beyond, that's the biggest story in all of college football. And it's affecting the decisions that are going on today, even with the Big 12, Pac-12 saga, with the Big Ten expansion door being cracked open. All of that is being affected by what's going to happen. People are waging the battles right now for the war of 2026. Until next time, from all of us at PATC, to all of you, please, you all take great care of each other. Thank you so very much.